good afternoon, or whatever time of day it happens to be when you watch this. As I'm getting my stuff together to start recording videos again, thought I would do some short content ones. The one I posted earlier this week, whenever I posted it, was just to make sure that I still knew how to process and post videos on YouTube, and that seemed to work fine. I wasn't expecting the comments. Thank you for the comments I got on that one. That was a surprise. So this one today is I'm checking my camera setup. I don't really know where my audio is. I know where my... So on my YouTube account, my last posted video was March of 2019, and I let you all know that I had reoccurrence of the lung cancer that I've been fighting. And the one prior to that was from the summer, so several months before, summer of 2018, where I was going to do a Pioneer's Lash story. In the summer of 2018, after the trailer that I made, and before the one I made in March, I received the binaural recorder, which I have but haven't worked with much. So there are a few private videos that I've made that I didn't put on my YouTube account, but I think I didn't want to jump right into doing that. I figured it would be more work than I wanted to do. So today is just checking out my camera, making sure I still know how to record a video, make little cuts in the video, and like listen to the sound. A lot of my videos I'm wearing earbuds. I don't know where those earbuds are. They were probably eaten by the dog. By the way, I have a dog now. That's new. And I'm going to eat noodles in this lovely bowl here while we talk. So apologies in advance if you hate eating noises, but it is lunchtime and I'm hungry. So I don't remember what I was saying. Oh yeah, so this one is for video more than it is for sound, for me trying that stuff out. I think the sound on the video was relatively okay. But because I don't have the earbuds in, I don't know what you're hearing. So so that'll be a learning experience for me too. So by way of summary, since 2019, March of 2019, so that's pre-pandemic, that's a year before the pandemic, a lot of things have happened, and all of those things contribute to why I didn't make any videos in that time period. I also want to point out, before I get too far into it, I have this gochujang Korean barbecue sauce. I'm eating Korean barbecue noodles, ramen noodles basically, instant. And my boys and I got really into ramen noodles in like 2020, the beginning of the pandemic, which is actually when and why we got these noodle bowls that I really love from Etsy, Sapna Ceramics. I don't know if they're still making them, but because last time I went to look for some more, they had closed their shop for a period of time. But anyway, this is gonna be funny going back on this. I don't expect this video to be very long, but totally random. So I got into Korean stuff, watching Korean TV shows on Netflix. Korean horror is one of my favorite genres, so then I started watching Korean stuff on Netflix, and there's actually like some really fun Korean series that I enjoy watching. Anyway, one of the things I've done actually 3 times now in that time period is move. So I'm in a place, so I used to be in the middle of nowhere, and now I'm in the big city. So I have no idea how much ambient noise there is. I'm in one of my many rooms right now. This is called the Warhammer room, which is like a living room that is right next to the main road, as main as the main road gets here. So there might be some traffic noise. but that's part of the reason why I'm recording in here, is because the light is good and there's room to set up like things for doing sketches. And so, so hopefully it's not too loud here, but I would like to know that. Right. Binaural recording microphone, and then I'm pretty sure, so now when I'm going back through stuff to look at my setup, I know where the binaural recorder is because I stored that all together with this camera, but I can't remember how I used to record audio, but it was better than the camera audio. And I have a mixing board, and I think I had 2 microphones that I think I don't have anymore. So, okay. Then this is what happened. March 2019. I start taking targeted therapy meds for the cancer, which is technically chemotherapy, but it's not chemotherapy like super intense nuclear chemotherapy where people lose their hair and stuff. It had some side effects. It has some side effects. I'm still taking it. I have to take it every day, twice a day, probably for the rest of my life, at least as long as it keeps working, and it has been working, so that's good. It shrunk the tumors. I don't have tumors present right now, which is great. It's miraculous. Let's see. Then in August of that year, August of 2019, September, beginning of September, I told my husband that I wanted to separate. So we did. Got divorced in June of 2020. And then, so I moved into a house near my ex's house, and we have shared custody of our 2 children. And when I moved to that house, well, I mean, obviously during the whole, like, well, the cancer treatment stuff and then the sort of the disintegration of things and the separation, my stuff went into storage, all of my non-essentials, which includes YouTube making materials. And then the house I moved into was tiny. It was a tiny little cape, which was cozy and I think exactly what me and my boys needed at the time, especially the location. It was cute. But I tried making a couple videos there. I have clips from it that I was looking at earlier this week, or 2 weeks ago, but never published because it's kind of depressing. Then, anyway, around that time, I got a dog. She's over there. Her name's Molly. She's a greyhound. And so she makes, her toes make clicky-clacky noises from her claws. Then so pandemic. I quit my job last year, 2021. Started a new job and then decided to move back to my hometown, which is where I am now. The house that I originally, so I sold the little cape, and I bought a house sort of in between where I was and my hometown. And then that deal fell through. So for a month I moved in with my ex-mother-in-law. That was an interesting experience. But I didn't, it was, you know how the housing market is. I was like, I have a dog and I have a dog. Like I could have made do whatever I needed to do with my kids and me and found, I don't know, extended stay hotel or something. What am I going to do with my dog? So my ex-mother-in-law graciously offered to take us in for a short period of time while I was looking for another place. And then I got this place, which is actually in my hometown, and I love it, and my boys love it, and it's been great. So we've been here several months, and as I was unpacking my things, my various things, this house is huge. It's giant. It's stupid big. The room I'm sitting in right now is the size of the house that I was in before. I mean, it just goes to tell you how small my house was before, but this place is like immense. There's a whole room that I can use for an office. Crazy. And anyway, So there's a lot of space where I could set up a studio because I don't have a lot of furniture. And anyway, so I was unpacking boxes and figuring out where to put things and what I needed, and I was like, ah, I got my YouTube stuff. Like I could actually have productive hobbies again. That would help with my anxiety and fight my urge to be a kit burrito. That's what I call it when I roll up in a blanket on my couch or on my bed and watch TV. I'm just binge watch Netflix. Like Korean ghost shows or whatever. Chinese xianxia, which is a type of like a costume drama soap opera thing with kung fu and stuff. I love those. Big sucker for those. Anyway, but fighting depression basically. So there you have it. So then we come to today, and here I am making a video, which is already like 5 minutes longer than I intended it to be, and I haven't eaten all my noodles. But that's sort of a summary of where things were. Cancer, divorce, pandemic, moving again. I got a dog. I live in a house in the big city now, and here we are. Yeah, I have some things that I'm interested in making, like I found my own notebook with ideas in it, like I have a list of ideas of things that I wanted to do for videos. And also another hobby that I used to do a lot was to write. I did a lot of writing. So I was thinking about actually writing again, but then also that I might read some stories, some of my short stories for ASMR videos. So we'll see how that goes. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see, what else can I say? My eldest son is away at school. He is grown. He's a grown man now. He's not actually. He's a teenager, but it sort of blows my mind. And my other son is downstairs playing video games right now. Because I have a basement. I have a basement that's like has a finished area, so he has a computer set up down there. It's crazy how much space I have. It's really weird. I mean, I probably don't realistically have that much space. It just seems like so much more now that I've moved out of this little house I was living in for so long. Anyway. It was a little house basically the size of a studio apartment that I was living in with my 2 boys every other week because that's our custody arrangement. So, yeah, it's pretty wild. I have my own bedroom. I have a door that I can close. Which the other house, I think the only door was on the bathroom. Crazy. Look at that. Yeah. Oh. It's probably long enough that I can edit and see how long it takes to render. Maybe do some color adjustment, see if I can still do that. And hear the sound quality, which is probably going to be crap. And then I'll keep looking around. I think the next one I'll do, I'll pull out the binaural recorder and see if I can remember how I used to put stitch the audio and video together. I'm pretty sure I know how to do that, but it's been years. I mean, it's really been years. So I'll do that, and then I think the next thing after that I'll do some lighting, because I remember I used to be okay at lighting. I don't know. We'll see. Should be fun. It's better than staring at the TV and trying to erase my existence so that I feel better. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna go finish these noodles. You have a good day or night or whatever, or don't if you don't feel like having a good one, but I hope you do. And I'll see you again sometime, and hopefully it won't be I'll have this done by the end of the summer, and then you don't hear from me again for 4 years. So we'll see. All right, bye.